Throughout history, the Indian subcontinent has witnessed a series of invasions that dramatically shaped its socio-political landscape. Central to understanding these repeated incursions is the concept of political fragmentation. For a significant period, the region was divided into countless kingdoms such as the Rajput states, the Delhi Sultanate, and various regional powers. Instead of forming a united front against external threats, these rulers often found themselves embroiled in internal conflicts, battling one another for supremacy. This lack of coordination among local powers severely undermined resistance against invaders like Mahmud of Ghazni and Muhammad Ghori, allowing them to exploit these divisions during their campaigns. Another critical factor was the absence of a unified military strategy. While Indian armies showcased great bravery, they were often bound by tradition and focused on honor-based warfare, emphasizing direct confrontations. This contrasted sharply with the tactics employed by their invaders. Leaders such as Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, utilized innovations in warfare, including gunpowder weapons and mobile cavalry tactics. Their strategic use of retreats and ambushes was particularly effective, as vividly illustrated during the First Battle of Panipat, where traditional Indian military formations struggled against these modern techniques. Technological disparities also played a significant role in these invasions. While India was advanced in various fields, certain invading forces possessed superior military technology. These technological gaps often allowed smaller, well-organized invading forces to overcome larger Indian armies that had not yet adapted to these innovations. Geography also contributed to the ease of invasions. The northwest regions of India, particularly through critical passes like the Khyber Pass, served as natural pathways for incursions by Central Asian powers. Internal betrayals and shifting alliances further complicated matters. In several instances, local rulers formed alliances with invaders to combat their rivals, which weakened the collective resistance against external threats. A notable example includes the dynamic between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori, where internal rivalries significantly undermined the political and military unity necessary for effective defense. The allure of wealth in India served as a potent magnet for invaders. Renowned for its riches, boasting opulent temples, prosperous cities, and thriving trade, India attracted relentless raiders like Mahmud of Ghazni. Many of his expeditions were driven primarily by the pursuit of loot, demonstrating how the wealth of the subcontinent incited repeated invasions. Moreover, there was a notable lag in the adaptation to changing circumstances among many Indian kingdoms. This slow response time hindered their ability to incorporate new military technologies effectively, reform governance, and build centralized power structures. In contrast, the invading forces were often more agile and aggressive in their strategies, allowing them to capitalize on the inertia of Indian defenses. It is crucial, however, to recognize that the narrative is not one of inherent weakness within India. In fact, many invasions faced fierce resistance, and historical empires such as the Maurya Empire and the Mughal Empire established strong centralized governance that showcased India's capacity to unify and fend off threats. The overarching issue remained the inconsistency in unity and strategic coherence over prolonged periods, which ultimately hampered collective defense efforts against successive invasions. In summary, the principal reasons behind the successful invasions of the Indian subcontinent boil down to a clear pattern. Political division overshadowed unity, traditional warfare overshadowed adaptation to modern tactics, and internal rivalries prevailed over national defense. This complex interplay of factors has left a lasting impact on the history of India, shaping its path through resilience and struggle, ultimately defining its identity. India wasn't weak, but divided. What do you think was the real reason?